Hi, this is Adityan from Mockat. Today, we are sharing the news for 29 December, continuing the series to help you prepare for WAT and personal interview to get you into top IIMs and top B schools. The actual news articles from which we have taken these key points are listed out at our daily news section in our website. The link for our website is given below. Today's top 5 news headlines are Budget 2024, India's key expectations for policy changes and reforms, direct tax collection set to triple to 19 lakh crore in 10 years, New York Times sues Microsoft OpenAI for using content without permission. Indian startup founders resist valuation cuts as funding drought drags on. Google settles $5 billion lawsuit for tracking incognito mode activity. The first news is Budget 2024, India's key expectations for policy changes and reforms. An interim budget is set to be presented on 1st February 2024. This is an interim budget as it coincides with general elections that are scheduled next year. Estimated growth rate for financial year 24 is 6.5 to 6.8%. Capital expenditure is expected to increase from 22% in financial year 2023 to 38.9% in financial year 2024. Inflation is expected to affect the stability of growth. Higher prices are expected for next 1.5 years. With the government focusing on infrastructure spending, the focus will be on port and shipping and energy, especially green and sustainable energy, and urban infrastructure. With consumer spending seeing a strong revival after the pandemic, services such as travel and hospitality and high-end vehicles are expected to see a surge in demand. The next news is direct tax collection set to triple to 19 lakh crore in 10 years. Personal income and corporate tax collections are likely to rise, providing more leeway to come out with people-friendly tax measures. In the current financial year, the collections from net direct have so far grown by 20%, and at this pace, the mop-up is likely to be around 19 lakh crore in the fiscal ending. The digitalization of the tax administration and continued focus on the formalization of economy have contributed to higher tax compliance rates. The monthly GST collection has touched a high of 1.87 lakh crore in April 2023. The average gross monthly GST collection in 2023 to 24 stands at Rs 1.66 lakh crore and is 11% more than that in the same period in the previous financial year. Next news is New York Times sues Microsoft OpenAI for using content without permission. The New York Times has initiated legal proceedings against Microsoft for copying and using millions of its articles. In the lawsuit, NYT has alleged that ChatGPT and Copilot generate output that is similar to New York Times, summarizes it, and mimics the content. According to New York Times, AI tools are undermining its relationship with readers, which affects their subscription and advertising revenue. The development of AI has the potential to alter the dynamics of the news publishing industry. The next news is Indian startup founders resist valuation cuts as funding drought drags on. A majority of Indian startup founders are unwilling to raise money at a lower valuation than the last round, even as they expect the funding drought to continue in the first 6 months of 2024. Turning profitable has become the top priority for Indian startups amid predictions of more business restructuring, layoffs, and possible bankruptcy cases in 2024. The year 2023 has been among the worst for startup funding across stages except December, which is mainly attributed to a large infusion in Flipkart from parent Walmart. Only 2 new unicorns has been formed this year, quick commerce Zepto and financial services firm Incred, compared to 40 unicorns in 2021. The concern of the broader ecosystem around financial irregularities, integrity of founders, and negligence of investors was reflected by more than half of the founders surveyed, calling out poor corporate governance as the single biggest aspect that hurt the image of Indian startups this year. The last news for today is Google settles $5 billion lawsuit for tracking incognito mode activity. Google has agreed to settle a US lawsuit claiming it invaded the privacy of users by tracking them even when they were browsing in private mode. Incognito mode within Google's Chrome browser gives users the choice to search the internet without their activity being saved to the browser or device. However, the websites visited can use tools such as Google Analytics to track usage. This had turned Google into an unaccountable trove of information on user preferences and potentially embarrassing things. Google faces other lawsuits challenging its search and digital advertising practices. Earlier this month, the technology giant said it would pay $700 million to settle a lawsuit brought by a group of US states that accused Google of quashing competition to its Play Store on Android devices. So these are the 5 news for today. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications. Do like the video if you found it helpful. Thank you and good luck.